Welcome to today's video blog. Next to me is Taahir. He's our creative director, and we're going to talk about emotional design psychology, the 4 core points of that topic. Taahir, maybe you could give us an intro about the topic in general.
Yeah, so what makes us different, right, from the rest of the animal kingdom is our 2 abilities. It's our ability to rationalize, right, to act and think rationally, and our abilities to feel. Right? So what emotional design psychology is, it's basically a way to manipulate these emotions and manipulate these rationalities through design and basically make the audience feel what we want them to feel. Right? So the actual definition of EDP, right, is the link between neuromarketing and personality neuroscience. Neuromarketing has all the information about the chemicals that we go through. So there are 4 main chemicals that are in charge of how we feel. Serotonin, oxytocin, dopamine, and cortisol. Right? And then personality neuroscience is how those chemicals influence us. So EDP is to manipulate those chemicals and to make our users feel how we want them to feel.
And kind of use that in visual designs. Yeah. Mainly in advertising or landing pages.
Yeah, so it's the ability not to just use visual elements in a static ad, but also the way we talk, right? The way we talk to the camera, the way that our users are presented on the camera in terms of UGC content, the way that they move, the way that they talk to the audience, right? Yeah. So first of the main topics, right, is FOMO, right? Leveraging the fear of missing out. So what is FOMO, right? None of us like a good deal to pass by. So how it works is that we manipulate the cortisol levels in our body, right? Now, cortisol is the chemical that's responsible for our anxiety. It's responsible for all of those emotions that ties into those, how can I say, not negative feelings, but those feelings of anxiety and tightness. Mm-hmm. Right?
If you miss something out, right?
Yeah.
That fear or anxiety.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you kind of are scared or fear, I lose something, I might not get something.
Yeah, so if you create a sense of anxiety and confliction, right, between your user's sense of reason and that emotional innate feeling of winning, right, you automatically trigger a fight and flight motion inside their brains. It's subconscious, so they won't realize that they're actually going through these motions. It's all in their mind, right? So this triggers urgency, a massive feeling of urgency, right? And this is stimulated through various forms of design elements, right? With the colors, whether it's actual imagery, whether it's the way a person talks. And this stimulates the old brain, right? You have 3 different levels of a brain. You have your bottom brain, which is responsible for your impulse, right? It's responsible for all acts of impulse, right?
Which is very important when it comes to social advertising, because we want the impulse, we want seeing the ads, going to the landing page, checking out.
Yeah, we don't want them to think, right? At this moment they start thinking, it's the moment they start rationalizing, do I actually really need this product? If we make them act on impulse, they don't think like that. They just be like, okay, I need it, no matter what. Yeah. They click on the ad and they go through the whole funnel, right? In these 3 ad examples, we see it's simple, right? We have a pop of blue, which automatically invites your user into seeing the ad. Directly, it tells a story going straight to the check mark, which goes through the other color, which is yellow, right? You see, the main thing that you see is sold out in 3 days. This already triggers that fight or flight motion. It already, without them actually realizing, they already think, okay, this is a deal. I can't miss out, right?
Sorry, quickly. The first one is something that we use quite a lot in, let's say, UX conversion. It's nudgify, right?
Yeah.
That we show various messages, and the theory is to nudge a consumer into the direction you want to.
Yeah. The second one, right? This was a campaign by Starbucks. It was basically just a gamification campaign, right? There's a competition that they were running, but everyone wants to win competitions, right? No one likes losing, and it's a simple way of actually triggering that competition feeling inside of you, which is also tied to cortisol, right? Once your cortisol level rises, it's very difficult to control it. It puts your whole serotonin levels like on the back foot. It creates a massive imbalance in terms of like your emotional chemicals, right? So immediately people won't think, they're like, okay, this is a cool graphic. They'll see, oh, that's a chance to win, right? Nothing is guaranteed. but I mean, they're not asking for much. They're just asking you to participate, right? So that's an easy way to get them like interested in the products. Over here, we see, this is quite a cool one. So a study shows that most people, when they see a timer, right, they automatically think something bad is going to happen. No one ever thinks positive when they see a timer.
So it's related to negative emotions first if you see a timer.
It's a fear tactic. So when people think timers, they think, what is the one thing that's related to a timer? A bomb. They automatically think a bomb. So they think something bad is about to happen. And in this case, the bad thing that's going to happen to them is that they're going to miss out on the deal. So when they see this timer, forget the special offer at the top. They completely ignore that. They see the timer, they see the watch, they think it's a deal. What am I missing out? Right? There's no other information about this watch, about USPs about this watch, how it makes you feel. No, it's just what am I missing out? They click on the ad, they go to the landing page, they see all the value that we provide, and they're more likely to buy it, just out of that fear.
I have a question to the watch ad. I mean, the colors, or how it appears to me design-wise, the colors are quite mixed up. It doesn't look that nice. Is that on purpose designed, like not so nice or appealing, or what is the? I mean, it's not an ad that we have done. I think that's important to know.
Yeah, it's not an ad that we did. Yeah. So there are two cases for this, right? Most people nowadays don't go the full design route. So they only use those psychological elements like the timer, the 20% discount. They don't really take note into the colors. But then on the other hand, we have designers that actually use the intentional. So you have certain colors that just don't mix well. And there's,
for example, this one, isn't it?
Yeah,
blue and the pink.
Yeah, it doesn't mix well at all. And this actually stimulates, right, your nervous system, right? It's like your brain is trying to figure out what the hell is wrong with these colors, right? It triggers that rising cortisol.
It makes you stop in the feed. Yeah. So it's actually someone who won't understand advertising. They think that's poor design, but it's on purpose poor design to stop it on the feed, right? And to kind of question the brain, what is going on here.
It's one of the pattern breaks. Again, rises cortisol levels, anxiety, stress, pushes you into that fight or flight.
So fear of missing out is, in a nutshell, you give them the feeling that they miss something out through countdown, through nudges like, hey, it can be sold out soon, kind of triggering it with emergency, and using that as an advertising tactic to get faster to a conversion.
Yeah, it's very important to note though that you shouldn't use a lot of fear when doing the fear of missing out. It's just little elements, right? The reason why is because you don't want those people to have too much cortisol where they actually relate your brand to those cortisol levels, which in turn tarnishes your brand a bit. So using it lightly, like this, just two elements, right? One element over here in the description and just one element right here. It's very important. Right, so we're going on to our second point, right? Making them feel special. Now, when we talk about them, we're talking about our consumer, obviously. Now, I watched an interesting video by Vanessa Edwards, right? She's a brand psychologist and she's a personality neuroscientist, right? So she studies the personalities of humans. And what she actually said is that how you make people like you more is that you have to talk about positive things, right? When you are in a conversation with someone and you're talking about a lot of positive things, those positive things are immediately relatable to you. So whoever you are talking to, they will relate those positive things, whether it be, oh, this guy's truthful, they will relate those traits, those truthful traits, those positive attitudes, just all of those positive things to you, right? And it goes the same with negative things. If you talk negatively, they relate it back to you.
So even though when you're, sorry to interrupt, even though when you're not obviously talking about yourself, for example, we're having a conversation, we're talking very positively about psychology in design, it shines positive on us or on you, especially because you're talking about it positively, right?
So how it works is when positive things are around, right, your dopamine levels spike, right, your oxytocin levels spike. Now, dopamine is responsible for you to feel good. Right? It's responsible for your happiness, for your joy, all of those emotions. Oxytocin is responsible for love, for trust, all of those emotions. So when you put those two together, you have very powerful feelings of loyalty, love, happiness, extremely powerful emotions, right? And those are the emotions that don't really stick in the short term, but they stick in the long term, right? Which is also what we want in terms of marketing and branding, right? Reason why is if our brands make our consumers feel special, if they give off that positive vibes, our consumers will relate all those positivity to this brand. Then the next time they see your logo, they'll be like, oh my God, they'll just feel good just by looking at your logo subconsciously. It has nothing to do with the design. It has nothing to do with even the product. It's just a feeling that you get, which in turn is positive in terms of sales. Because the next time you pump an ad, they won't even care. Is this product good for me? What are the USPs? Is this design good? No, they'll be like, they make me feel good. I want to support them. Let's go.
In the conclusion, it means use positive words or design elements in the ads or on landing pages and so on. And I think I have a good example. We used to do on one brand, Beneva Black. We used to try two concepts. The one was like, so one product was a beard growth product. The one advertising angle was, you don't have a beard, that's bad for you, you're not sexy or whatsoever. Or on the other side, we tried to do a positive kind of, hey, with a beard, you look much better, and mix it in a positive. And I think the positive one would then be exactly a good example for that it works on the long run better.
Yeah. No one wants him to feel, no one wants to feel like you're being criticized, right?
Yeah,
you always want to feel good, right?
But on the other hand, you still want to trigger a kind of an emotion that you must change something with that specific product.
So we have two ads, right? We have one by Softwave. They promoted feminism, right? So how it works is when a woman looks at that, right? You know, back in the olden days, women were not allowed to have an opinion. They were being put down. Now, when they look at this, women should voice their opinions. They think, oh, okay, now this brand is speaking positive about women. They are feminists, right? What is their brand about? You see the call to action, join now. They want to find out more. It's an emotional feeling of being invited into a community.
Belonging also to something.
Belonging, right? And over here, what do you think they're selling? They're not selling the watch, right? They're not telling you, oh, look at Leo, he has the watch. Oh, Leo is wearing our watches. They're not telling you that. They are basically telling you, if you wear our watch, you are like Leo. I mean, who doesn't want to be like Leo? I mean, I would like to be like Leo.
Me too.
So what are they making you feel? They're making you feel powerful and making you feel special. I mean, we all know Leo is this great actor, right? Who wouldn't want to be him? If you wear our watches, you can feel special and powerful and an amazing actor, just like Leo. Simple. And I mean, again, not many design elements, just Leo wearing a watch. I mean, yeah.
In a conclusion, talk more positive or use positive words, make them feel special and belong to something through advertising, landing page, the whole thing.
It can be in the use of colors as well, like having this whole feeling of, you can see at the bottom, high quality, distinctive and inclusive, you know, making your brand feel premium, right? That still triggers those emotions of, oh, this brand is special, I want to be a part of that brand. If I'm wearing that brand, if people wear Gucci, they feel special, they feel powerful, right? So it gives them those positive feelings. Yeah, third topic, right? Be more mysterious, right? And what this means is that you get two types of people. You get people that love unanswered questions, they love riddles. Then you get other people that absolutely hate it, right? But the one trait that they both have in common is that they want to know the answer. It doesn't have to be an actual question. It can be a blank statement or a mysterious figure. Some people are scared, some people are intrigued, but they want to know the answer. So, how do we do this, right? We can use questions in our titles, we can pose questions, or pose statements, or use mysterious elements, right? How this works is that for the people who love questions, right, their dopamine levels rise, obviously, they get excited, and they automatically be like, okay, I want to know a bit more. On the other hand, we have people that hate it, but what happens, right? Their cortisol level rises, and no one likes to feel like that. They want to lower their cortisol levels, so they want to find the answer, and by doing that, they also lower their cortisol, increase their dopamine, and that gives a feeling of reward, an accomplishment, right? So you can see over here, in the examples, Burger King, the fake burger, right? If you see a title, fake burger, right, and you cannot see the burger, automatically, there's no questions there. It's just a bold statement and blurring it out. You want to know what that burger is, right? You want to know why are they hiding that burger? What is this fake burger that they're talking about? It piques your interest. It's very intriguing. You'll click on the ad just to find out a bit more, right? Then you go through the whole funnel. Right? You are more likely to be interested, more likely to convert just because of that. Over here, I want to make a note about this. Sephora, as we all know, is a really good brand, right? So I feel like only massive brands, not only massive brands, but brands that are a bit more well-known, right, could go in this direction that they did. Right? So what they did was...
This is something I don't understand it on the first, if I look at it now.
Yeah, so what they did, right, they just put a random box with their title on. Right? If this was any other brand that wasn't well-known, he'll just be like, okay, what is this? Let's just scroll. But because it's Sephora, because it's a well-known brand, people are going to be like, what is this box that Sephora is selling? Right? Because not many ads are just a blank box. They'll go to the description. Things are more beautiful on the inside. Don't miss out, members only. When you see things are more beautiful on the inside, what's on the inside? I want to know what's on the inside.
What are the members' benefits?
Yeah, they are basically saying that this box might look average, but what's inside is the trigger. What's inside is what you need.
That you can't see.
Exactly. So that brings out a feeling of mystery. That makes you ask questions. Now you want to know what's inside.
Very good example.
And you just sign up, you get a bit more information. Click on the ad. Right?
It's even a sign up, it's a lead ad.
It's a lead ad, yeah. The third one, right? Simple. Planning a holiday campaign. Simple. Just a simple question. Just with a question like, you're already asking yourself, am I planning a holiday campaign, or do I need to plan a holiday campaign? You want to know, okay, what are they offering, right? You go to the description, you see what more they're offering, you see what they're educating you about, and if you like it, they click on it. Right? Most people are more likely to convert when they are interested and they're intrigued, right? So you have to use some form of content, some form of question, some form of element that's intriguing, that's interesting enough to pique their interest to make them click.
Yeah, I agree. We actually use that a lot also in email marketing when it comes to welcome series flows and promoting blog content, where we always say, okay, these are the two main points on the blog in the email description, and the third one you must click.
Yeah.
So that would also kind of relate to that. Yeah.
Now, number 4, one of my favorites.
Last one,
The last one, yeah. Ultimate guilt trip, right? Also known as traumatic marketing. Guilt tripping your audience, right? So this is another fear tactic. This, I recommend not going all the time, but when you do it, it really, really works. It's proven to work. Right? How this works is that you're making your audience feel guilty by not performing the action that you want. And the action that we want is for them to click the ad. If they don't click this ad, something is going to happen. Either the environment is going to go into distress, or their bodies are not going to feel good. So it's simple questions, right? Of, do you love this earth? Do you love your earth? Do you love your car? Do you love your body? Do you love your family? Just simple questions, not even questions. You could use elements that trigger that, right? And I'll go to the examples that show. How this works is that, again, it uses cortisol and dopamine, right? It increases your cortisol levels, putting serotonin off balance. What happens when you click on that ad, when you actually want to involve, the minute you start actually purchasing the product or finding a bit more on how you can help, it increases your dopamine level, which gives you that feeling of reward, right? A feeling of accomplishment, and that lowers your guilt, right? So no one wants to feel guilty.
Makes absolutely sense.
Yeah. So we have 3 amazing examples. The first one, right? New York Times. The truth is worth it. Simple, right? They're basically making a claim that if you don't click, or you don't subscribe, or you don't find out a bit more, you don't support the truth. Simple. No one wants to be dishonest, right? We'll feel too guilty. So you'll just subscribe. You just click on the ad just to find out a bit more. If you scroll, you'll have that second thought in your mind the entire time. Did I do the right thing?
They're also stating out that they are telling the truth, which immediately relies them in positive.
Yeah, that's a good one as well. Over here, we have the cute little otter. This ad immediately invokes some form of sympathy or empathy, right? If you don't support us, something is going to happen to the environment. What is going to happen to the environment? If you don't go plastic free, right? Water pollution, air pollution, whatever they're trying to accomplish, right? They're telling you that if you don't support us, if you don't support this brand, if you don't click on this ad, if you don't do whatever we want you to do, again, something's going to happen to this poor otter. right? And I mean, look how cute this thing is. No one wants anything bad to happen to this thing. The third one is, again, we can still raise one for our beautiful planet. They are raising money for the planet, right? Yeah, Earth Day, right? A simple form of fear tactic, simple form of traumatic marketing. And this is proven to work, right? They did a full-on study on traumatic marketing. 80% of users that saw these ads actually clicked, and 50% of those 80% converted.
And I think, to me, they all have a sense of belonging, especially the animal one and the planet one.
Yeah.
Kind of, you want to belong to, okay, saving the planet or doing the right thing in whatever direction.
All of these, right? All of these, and what is intriguing about this, right? All of these four, they use the two most basic chemicals, right? Cortisol and dopamine. An easy spike in cortisol, easy anxiety, easy some form of uneasiness, and then clicking, making this action will lower that cortisol, making you feel better, increasing your dopamine, increasing that feeling of satisfaction, that feeling of relief, that feeling of accomplishment, and that's what you automatically want to do. You don't just want your users to be like, this product is good. No, this brand, this action, doing this will make you feel better. That's what you want to do.
Wow, it's a great summary. Thank you so much, Taahir, for that very valuable insight into emotional design. Cool. Thank you so much for watching. It was very valuable from Taahir. Again, summary, 4 principles we talked about in psychology design. Number 1, FOMO. Number 2, make someone or your audience feel special. Number 3, ultimate guilt trip. And number 4, Taahir?
Mystery.
Mystery.